Okay, picking up with slide number 4. So back to the harmonic system here. Let's talk now about something called Roman numeral analysis. All right, so Roman numeral analysis is something we're going to do a little bit in this class, and this is something if you take a music theory course after this one, you'll encounter this in much more detail. So here we just kind of give a little bit of an introduction to Roman numeral analysis. So, all right, so chords are labeled according to the scale degree of their roots, right? Like we've been kind of talking about, right? Like we have our, in the key of G, right? We have our tonic chord on scale degree number 1, right? Now, in Roman numeral analysis, we're going to, if we build our chord on scale degree number 1, in this case a G chord, we're going to call it a 1 chord. So the tonic chord will be labeled 1 with a Roman numeral 1. Okay? And the dominant chord, right, built on scale degree number 5, in this case a D chord, this is going to be labeled with a Roman numeral 5, which in Roman numerals is looks like a V, right? Now, if we have a 7th chord, the 7th chord will be labeled with a superscript, meaning a superscript 7, meaning a small 7, beside the Roman numeral, right? So instead of just 5, if we're adding a 7th to it, like this, we're going to have a 5-7, called a 5-7 chord now. Okay, so we have our 1 chord, which is based on the tonic, scale degree number 1. We're just now going to call it a 1 chord, right, and with a Roman numeral 1. And then our chord built on the dominant, or otherwise known as the 5th scale degree, I'm going to call that 5 chord. And we're going to think about it and write it as a Roman numeral 5. Then if we add a 7th to it, like I just did there, then we're going to put a superscript 7 next to the Roman numeral. So in this case, it'll be a 5-7. Okay? Let's go to the next slide now, slide number 5. So in Roman numeral analysis, the key will be indicated by its letter name followed by a colon. So if we look here below the staff on slide number 5, we see a G, an uppercase G, followed by an uppercase M indicating G major, right? And followed by a colon to the right of the uppercase M. So when chords are labeled with Roman numerals, the result is called Roman numeral analysis. And this kind of analysis will help you to understand the structure of harmony. Okay, let's get in a little bit more on Roman numeral analysis here. So let's go back to the key of C major also. And triads can be built on each scale degree, as shown here in the key of C major. Refresh your understanding of C major, right? No sharps or flats in the key of C major. And also, just play your C major scale real quick. So we have what here? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? Now, let's play a triad built on each scale degree. So my triad built on scale degree number 1, right? Otherwise known as my tonic chord, now known as my 1 chord in Roman numeral analysis. But then let's do the same thing for scale degree number 2, right? And I'm going to play the same shape here, right? With root, 3rd, 5th, right, for each of these, right? Remember, triads are built in thirds, right? Here's a third, put it together, we have that, right? So there's my triad built on the second scale degree. And by the way, it's also D, F, A. Okay, then moving up to the third scale degree, same pattern here. Let's play another triad, right? So that's going to be also root, third, fifth. Then go up to the next one. Now we're on scale degree 4. In this case, it's F. Play a triad for that, right? Root, third, fifth. Again, play the next one on scale degree number 5. Same pattern, root, third, fifth. And then go up to the 6th scale degree, same thing, triad here, right? Root, third, fifth. In this case, we have what? A, C, E. Then move up again to the 7th scale degree, play a triad there, right? And then we have root, third, fifth again. And then last one, scale degree number 8, right? Root, third, fifth again, okay? So go ahead and play each of these triads for yourself, if you can, if you have a keyboard. And note that we heard there 3 different triad qualities, right? We heard major, and we heard minor, and we heard diminished, all right? Whether you realize it or not, that's what's going on here. So let's analyze that further here. So the first one, built on the tonic, right? That's a major triad, right? The next one is minor. The next one on the 3rd scale degree is also minor. The next one on the 4th scale degree is major, right? The next one on the 5th scale degree is also major. The next one is, what do you think that is? That's minor. And then the one built on the 7th scale degree, that's diminished. Hear that diminished quality? And then the last one is major again, right? The one built on the 8th scale degree, the tonic again, okay? Keep that in mind. Then let's move on to slide number 7. So the quality, right? And by quality, we're talking about major, minor, diminished. The quality of triads is shown in Roman numerals as follows. So major triads are shown with uppercase Roman numerals. So if you look here, slide number 7, we see, how about for the 1 chord, that's an uppercase Roman numeral, right? Look, it's a 1, uppercase, right? It looks like an uppercase I. The other uppercase Roman numerals are the ones are 4, right? The triad built on the 4th scale degree, and also the one built on 5, right? So the 5th scale degree. So there's just really 1, 4, 5, and then this is just 1 again, the last one. Okay, so now minor triads are shown with lowercase Roman numerals. So, which ones are the lowercase Roman numerals? Well, they are the triad built on the 2nd scale degree, 2, the one built on the 3rd scale degree, 3, and the one built on the 6th scale degree, right? So that's my 6th chord now. And then the one built on the 7th scale degree also uses lowercase Roman numerals, right? It's VII, lowercase there. Now, one thing about the 7th, the triad built on the 7th scale degree, not only does it use lowercase Roman numerals, but it has a little degree sign next to it, right? And the little degree sign indicates diminished, okay? So we have uppercase Roman numerals for major triads, right? In this case, 1, 4, and 5. We have minor triads with lowercase Roman numerals. In this case, what here? 1, 3, and 6. And then we have diminished triads with lowercase Roman numerals and a little degree sign next to it. Okay? All right, moving on here to slide number 8. So to wrap up our little short discussion here on Roman numeral analysis, let's look at the chords suggested for Lullaby by Brahms on page 259 in your book. So after you look at those chords, do a little Roman numeral analysis for each of these chords. In this Lullaby by Brahms on page 259, you'll see that it only uses 3 different chords, right? It uses what? G, D7, and C, right? Let me double check that real quick here. So this is page 259. No. Okay, well, it uses actually. Well, okay, so I was thinking it was in the key of G, but actually it's in the key of C. So Lullaby uses C chords, G7 chords, and F chords. So in this case, since it's in the key of C, right, C is going to be the tonic chord, right? And G7, right, which one is that going to be? What scale degree is the G7 chord built on? It's built on the 5th scale degree here. So that's going to be a 5 chord, right? And then the F chord that we see is built on the 4th scale degree, right? So that's going to be a 4 chord. So as you go through Lullaby, we just write down next to all the C chords, write a Roman numeral 1. And then write next to all the G7 chords, write 5, 7. And then next to the F chords, looks like there are only 2 F chords, write down Roman numeral 4, right? And that will be, you'll be doing a Roman numeral analysis. So you'll see 1 chords, 4 chords, and 5, 7 chords. So we've talked about 1 chords, right? They're also known as tonic chords, right? They're built on the 1st scale degree, the tonic. We've also talked about dominant chords. Those are built on the 5th scale degree, right? And we have not really talked about 4 chords yet, just a little bit. So the 4th scale degree is called the subdominant, okay? And the chord that's built on the 4th scale degree is called the subdominant chord. So let's go back to the key of G now, since our book wants to do that. And where does this name subdominant come from? Right? We have tonic, we have dominant, now we have subdominant. So the subdominant comes from the fact that the 4th scale degree, right, of a scale is a perfect 5th below the tonic, whereas the dominant is a perfect 5th above, right? So take the key of G, right? Let's play a G scale here. So you have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So G is my tonic, right? Scale degree 1. D is my dominant, scale degree 5. And now C, as we're going to call that the subdominant, right? And to illustrate this, okay, so D is a perfect 5th above G, right? Which is the tonic. Now C is a perfect 4th above the tonic, right? Now, however, if I play C below my tonic here, right? So here's C an octave below my tonic, then that creates a perfect 5th, right? Which is a dominant interval. But since it's below the tonic, we're going to call it subdominant, right? Think about the prefix sub, right? think about other words in which sub is used, like perhaps subterranean, right? It means under the ground, below the ground, or submarine, right? Below the surface of the water, right? So here we have a dominant interval below the tonic, right? And so that's where we get this idea of subdominance, all right? So we have now tonic. If we build a triad on that, that's our tonic chord, or in Roman numeral analysis, a 1 chord. Now we have a subdominant chord, which is going to be built on the 4th scale degree. And in Roman numeral analysis, we'll call that a 4 chord. And then we have a 5 chord. Sorry, not that one, this one. That's built, the dominant chord, built on the 5th scale degree. Okay.